Silverstone, the home of British motor racing. This weekend, the World Endurance Championship 2019-2020 season kicks off here at Silverstone. First off, I wanted to start by saying thank you everybody for watching and enjoying circuit guides. If you like them, make sure you hit that like button for me. It really helps out the channel, and if you're not already, please consider subscribing for me. It also helps. Originally an RAF base which housed Wellington bombers during the war, the initial story of Silverstone is much like other British circuits. The first Grand Prix was held in 1948, and since then Silverstone has grown to be a circuit known the world over. Its layout initially utilized the runways, but was later shifted to purely perimeter roads. Silverstone has the distinction of hosting the first Formula One World Championship race in 1950. Even the Queen turned out for this one. In 1952, the British Racing Drivers Club took ownership of the circuit from the Royal Auto Club. Throughout the early years, Silverstone was known as a fast and somewhat dangerous track. In 1964, the pit lane was finally partitioned off from the rest of the track to improve safety. Over the years, more and more changes would be made to the circuit in the interest of safety. During the 1973 Grand Prix, a major accident claimed most of the competitors, and it led to the creation of a chicane down at Woodcote. Despite this installation, speeds kept climbing. During the late 80s, more updates were made, including a new pit and garage complex, and then in the 90s, massive changes were made to the circuit. This led to the creation of the Bridge, Priory, Brooklands, and Luffield complex. For a long time, Bridge Corner was one of my favorite motor racing corners. Unfortunately, in the modern layout, it no longer exists. In the 90s, we also saw the creation of the now beloved Maggots Beckett's Chapel complex. In addition to other small changes, the circuit remained pretty much unchanged all the way up until 2010, when new changes were made to add an arena-style section, including the loop turn. In 2010, this new layout debuted, and in 2011, the wing pit complex was unveiled. Interestingly, not all series have adopted the wing pit complex. Many series still run the old pit straight, and this leads to different start finishes in different series. While many people think of Silverstone primarily as a Formula One venue, it hosts a wide range of championships from the PTCC, Superbikes, and MotoGP to, of course, sports car racing with the ELMS and WEC. I think it's a perfect venue for sports car racing. It has a lot of fast, sweeping corners that make the prototypes work real hard on the aero, and the sports cars have a lot of fun down in the loop complex. So let's sit back and enjoy a lap of Silverstone. Silverstone, being a British track, of course, has great named corners. None of this first turn, last turn business. But what do these names actually represent? So let's go through a few of them here. So we have Abbey and Luffield. These are named after the remains of an abbey which was discovered about 200 meters away from Stowe Corner. Of course, it was named Luffield Abbey, so we get 2 corners out of that. Beckett's and Chapel Curve, another church reference. The Chapel of Thomas Becket was close to this, and so the BRDC decided to name the corner after that. Stowe Corner is there for Stowe School, which is 2 miles south of the circuit. Maggots comes from the Maggots Moor Field, which is next to the circuit. Copse, unsurprisingly, was named for a small copse of trees that was near the corner. Club Corner is in honor of the RAC Club. Woodcote gets its name from the Woodcote Park Country Club in Surrey. Hangar Straight, unsurprisingly, had 2 aircraft hangars on it originally. Village Corner commemorates Silverstone Village. The recent Wellington Straight was named for the Wellington bombers that were housed at RAF Silverstone. Brooklands Corner is in honor of Brooklands Circuit, which was the first purpose-built circuit, and the new loop looks like a loop, so they called it the Loop. A big shout out to racingcircuits.info for the great maps and the information. Be sure you go check that website out. They have all kinds of great information on all the circuits of the world.